Hello, everyone. Luca Blight here, and coming to you after a couple of nights after the election, and as you can tell by the background, Trump won. Yeah, excuse me, Trump won. How do I feel about that? Well, as everything was going on, I was just kind of laughing my ass off. Not in the way of like, oh, yay, yes, yes. More like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I just don't even know. So it is what it is, and it's like we got to live with what happened. The end of the day, we have to live with what happened. So a lot of people are, they're pissed off. Some other people are happy, a little too fucking happy, and some other just bizarre shit's going on right now. So why did the results come in the way that they did? It's a big question right now. I've read a couple of articles. I wanted to wait till a couple of articles came out to say why things went the way that they did so that I could construct a valid video and rather than just jumping on like, oh my god, Trump won, oh my god, or oh my god, Hillary lost, Hillary lost. Yeah, I wanted to wait a bit, and a lot of YouTubers come out with some really good videos from Mr. Repsion, Undoomed, Bearing, Undertaker Freak as well had a good video where he expressed himself. Yes, he disabled comments, but he disabled them to convey a certain message. And I got his message and I understood it completely. And I understand why a lot of Hillary supporters were upset, were distraught. I get it. I pity them, regardless if they genuinely believed in what Hillary's message was, or if they were just on board because she was a female, or whatever. Whatever the case may be, you were upset. I get it. Now, for those of you that are running around protesting on the streets, you're giving the right wing exactly what they need to criticize the left for. And so, fuck you. I'm not really a part of the Democratic Party. I'm not really part of the Republican Party. I could give a flying fuck less for either party, if I'm being perfectly honest. But long story short, Hillary and the DNC dug their own fucking grave for a numerous amount of reasons, plenty of which were pointed out by other people. And I'm going to run down kind of a ring, if you will, of those reasons. And one of which is from crack.com of all places, where it talks about the rural vote versus the urban vote. When, if you look at the overall map based on who voted for who, urban areas largely lean towards Hillary Clinton, rural areas largely lean towards Donald Trump. Why is that? Well, it has a lot to do with how the left ideology fits more with people that live in urban areas, and the right wing, in the case of Trump, he resonated more with the rural area people, the people that had lost their jobs, have suffered because of NAFTA and the TPP because jobs are being shipped over and abroad. So those votes resonated more with him. So he had the rural vote going in pretty much almost immediately. But why did he win overall? Well, that's a question that doesn't have one specific answer. But let's start with what Hillary um, didn't do. And Secular Talk did an excellent fucking video pointing all this shit out. And that is her campaign against him. She went after him saying, fuck, shit, grab her by the pussy and all that other crap. That's not how you go after him. That's why he resonated with the people that he resonated with to begin with, because he was unhinged. He had no limits. He wasn't tied to the Republican establishment. He was a fucking wild card, similar to how Bernie Sanders was a wild card on the left wing. And guess what Hillary did when it came to the primaries? Or not Hillary, but the DNC did when it came to the primaries. They snubbed Bernie. They fucking stole that shit from him. They did everything they could to nominate Hillary because she was their girl. She was the one they wanted. But you know who didn't want her? The American people. Why? Because we've been dealing with the same fucking shit for the last couple of decades. The DNC still rolled with her. And the DNC still put out that she's going to win this by landslide. She's going to totally dominate Trump. So, you know what that did? As Undoom put it, it encouraged people to say, you know what? She's got this. I don't need to go out there, wait in the line and vote. I'm going to just sit back and watch as what? Trump won Ohio. Trump won Florida. He's about to win Michigan. He won Pennsylvania. What the fuck? And the left proceeds to lose their fucking mind. Because the media, the DNC, and Hillary collectively fucked themselves over because of their fucking arrogance. You can blame all the racism and all the racial bullshit in America as much as you want, but at the end of the day, the DNC, the media that supported Hillary, and Hillary herself fucked each other over because of their fucking arrogance, and they underestimated Trump, and they are fucking sleeping in that bed. They are striking the fucking poison they had. Because you know what? Every single fucking poll you look at had Bernie Sanders beating Trump 14 points over. Bernie would have murder fucked Trump in the election. He would have murder fucked him in the debates. But you went with Hillary because she was your girl, because she had all the corporate money, and it just so happened that, shocker, a lot of people were sick of that shit. And you're fucking upset. Like, don't get me wrong. I get why a lot of people that had followed Hillary from day one, they're upset. I get it. I do. I understand it. It's cool. I'm not mad at you people. You people have every right to grieve and be upset whether you believed in Hillary for the right reasons or you were just completely buying into her bullshit. You're upset. I get it. It's cool. Be upset. That's fine. You have every right to be upset. But to the people that are out there burning shit, burning the flag, which, yes, that is a freedom of speech expression. I don't agree with it. Hence freedom of speech, but I think there are better ways to protest your anger than burning the flag, because when you burn the flag, you're going to piss more people off than you're going to relate to. That's my big issue with it. It's like, if you want to express your anger at the nation, burn the flag, that's going to alienate you big time. Yeah, it's a bold message, but it doesn't pay off. It hasn't paid off. It never fucking will, because the patriotism in this nation is too goddamn strong for that to be a conveying message for anyone to sympathize with you. It honestly is. There are better ways to convey your anger than that. There are better ways to convey your anger than protesting in the streets, blocking traffic. Civil protests, that's fine. You know, peacefully protesting, yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Holding a sign that says "fuck Trump," hey, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Whatever. The right way can go fuck themselves when they get all pissy over that. It's like, you know what? People are expressing their freedom of speech. Get the fuck over it. Yes, I have Facebook open, so that's the thing. So yeah. But a couple of the posts I'm gonna read are from Facebook, and I'm not gonna say who said what, but who said what. But anyways, getting on with it. I'm gonna start with something that I said. And this video might be a little bit lengthy. I want to keep it as short and sweet as possible, but I'll try to shorten it as much as possible. But anyways, here are my thoughts on why Trump won. Basically, in a nutshell, minus all this other stuff I had mentioned. Honestly, the Democrats, they fucked up. They appointed a person with a laundry list of shit wrong with her. Some not true, but a lot of it was. The TPP and NAFTA cost this nation quite a number of fucking jobs. Or the Patriot Act, which fucked over the whole election cycle by and large. Or not the election cycle, excuse me. That's Citizens United. But the Patriot Act, which essentially says, the fucking Fourth Amendment. Fuck that shit. The amendment in which the government has absolutely no right to spy on you without your consent or a warrant. Namely a warrant, but yeah, Patriot Act. Bernie Sanders would have done away with it, and we can only hope that Trump will do away with it. I hope he does. And she got money from big corporate donors, namely Goldman Sachs. Part of the fucking problem with all this shit in our election cycle. And a lot of Hillary supporters tended to ignore that because they were in fucking denial because they got focused on, the Republican Party's coming after us because of the emails, Yeah, the emails were a fucking problem. Don't get me wrong. They were a fucking problem. They weren't the problem, but they were a problem. Her putting shit on a private server, regardless if she was like, I'm sorry, I regret it. No, you fucked up. You fucked up. Okay? You fucked up. People that have a security clearance, had they done the same goddamn thing, would be in jail right now. But you got away, scot-free. No, it's not just, I accept that I fucked up. No. You fucked up, you need to pay some fucking consequences for it. anyone in your position would have. Chelsea Manning, to name an example. Or how about Edward Snowden? Like, do you dumb motherfuckers not get it? She has the establishment behind her, and people were sick of the establishment. That's why she was a shit choice for the Democratic candidacy. That's why she lost. Or at least reason 101 why she lost, because people didn't resonate with her. They didn't. You may have resonated with her, but a lot of people didn't. By and large, the population as a whole clearly fucking did. Yeah, she won the popular vote, but that's because a lot of urban areas lean Democratic anyways. They lean left. They're left-leaning. That's just a fact of life. But anyways, they snubbed Bernie in the fucking, or not in the fucking, but in a grotesque way. They rigged the primary so that she would win. They rigged the primary for a candidate that probably would lose to Trump, and in fact did lose to Trump, to a candidate who, in pretty much every poll, would have beaten Trump. Let that sink in. You know, to everybody that say that the Electoral College is rigged, that the Electoral College is unfair, the primary was rigged against Bernie. Suck your own fucking poison, you stupid fucking idiots. People voted for Bernie because they resonated with him. He resonated with you. You just didn't want to admit it because Hillary just so happened to be a fucking woman. And if you vote for a candidate based on their genitalia, then you're a fucking idiot. You are. Whether you voted for Trump because he has a penis or you voted for Hillary because she has a vagina, you're a fucking idiot. Bernie had his stances. Hillary copy and pasted them in the primary, and then she completely deviated from them in the general election. Don't believe me? Look it fuck up yourself. I'm not angry that Trump won. I'm not even surprised that Trump won because Hillary ran a shit campaign. I'm angry because you dumb motherfuckers that supported Hillary are suffering what Bernie supporters like myself endured. You're eating your own fucking poison right now. And it pisses me off because you're crying foul when Bernie supporters have been crying foul from the goddamn get-go saying, look, if you nominate Hillary, she's gonna lose. She may, in fact, lose. It's a toss-up. It was a toss-up in my regard. I didn't even think it would go as far in Trump's favor as it did, but holy shit, it went that far. You dumb motherfuckers freaking out like, oh my god, oh, what the fuck? Are you really that fucking surprised? Are you really that fucking surprised? I mean, I sympathize with you. I get it. You're upset. That's fine. But are you that surprised? You shouldn't be. Hillary was a shit choice. She was a fucking shit choice. And the way that she won the primary, you alienated Bernie supporters. And with her attitude towards Bernie supporters afterwards, no fucking wonder they voted Trump or Johnson or Stein or Harambe or a fucking alcoholic beverage. She didn't bother to win them over. Her fucking arrogance is why she lost. The DNC's shittery and their fucking arrogance is why she lost. If anybody is to blame for this whole outcome, it's the DNC and it's Hillary herself. Because they're fucking arrogant. Because the media, as Undoom pointed out, told people that she has an 80% chance to win. I think it was Huffington Post had her at like 98% chance. You motherfuckers buried yourself. You set yourselves up for failure. You have nobody to blame but yourselves. Fuck out of here with blaming racism and all that other shit. You buried yourself, dumb bastards. Anyways, Bernie supporters, felt betrayed by the base that was supposed to represent them, and Hillary, in all due honesty, is just as bad as Trump. I don't like Trump. I don't. But there's a reason why he won, and it's not the reason because, oh, racism exists, bigotry exists, people are misogynistic and racist and blah, blah, blah. No, Trump was an outsider. He was an outsider. He wasn't the right outsider, but he was an outsider nonetheless, and he was not the status quo, at least at this point in time. So therefore, we're going to lean towards him because Hillary represents everything that's been wrong with this country for the last, 30 years now? Don't get me wrong. Obama, he's done a lot of good. He's done plenty of bad, but he's done a lot of good too. I'm probably going to look on him fondly, if I'm being honest. A lot of his stuff is pro-establishment. He's center-left, really, but, well, He's as center as he can be while also leaning left. That's what he is. But with that being said, I'll still look fondly on the guy. He did a lot of good. A lot of good happened under him, and I'm happy to have had him as a president. Excuse me. But that being aside, the Dems lost on all fronts, and yeah, they lost the House and the fucking Senate, which I think it's a much more scarier thing than Trump winning the presidency. That's a scarier fucking thing, at least for me. I don't know about you guys and gals, but that's the scarier thing is that Republicans literally own the government right now. But you know, big shocker, the Democrats fucked up royally. The fucking hubris of them is, woo. I mean, I'm upset that they lost, but I'm not that fucking surprised that they lost everything. But they lost on all fronts because they are soft and passive aggressive. Secular Talk, look up his videos. You will see plenty of videos of him talking about how they have just been very fucking passive. So goddamn soft, passive. Don't give a fuck. And here's the thing. I think I may have mentioned this before, but Hillary could have run ads on him wanting to take out the families of terrorists, his Geneva Convention opposition, him condoning torture, but instead they focused on his bad language. Oh, he's saying foul words. Oh, he's offending me. In fact, that fucking ad that Hillary's camp ran when The Walking Dead was on last Sunday, oh my god, that was a shit ad. Compared to his ad, which was fucking good. Now, had he ran his campaign from the get-go, saying that kind of shit going forward, oh, Hillary would have been buried much worse than what she was. And she was buried pretty goddamn bad. A lot worse than anyone predicted. Secular Talk and myself included. I'm not comparing myself to Secular Talk. He had his own sources. He had his own views. I had my own. I figured it was a toss-up. Like, it could be really, 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 really close. But no, Trump, he went over the fucking limit. But regardless, like, Trump said some bad words. He said fuck, he said damn, he said shit, he said cunt. Fucking what? Big fucking deal. He says some bad words. Woohoo. You know what really should offend you? Saying he wants to take out the families of terrorists. Saying that he wants to say, you know what? Do torture if it doesn't work. That should offend you. Not grab it by the pussy. Okay, yeah, that's pretty vulgar, but compared to the other two things I just said, fucking nothing. That's nothing. PC outrage could kiss my ass. That is what should offend you, not grab it by the pussy. I'm not saying that's okay to say. I'm not saying that's an okay thing. And as Secular Talk pointed out, it wasn't grabbing by the pussy that should have offended you. It's just, you just go for it. You don't even wait. Something along those lines. You don't even wait. That should have pissed people off. You don't even wait for consent. You just go for the word. You go for the words. Not the context. The words. That's why people don't take you fuckers seriously. Dislike my video. I don't care. I'm just telling you what I think as opposed to what I feel. It's what I think. So anyways, I mean, let's go with the WikiLeaks. How about we go with that? How much shady shit that stuff exposed. You want to talk about how the fuck do I recover from that? Good question. The people actually read that shit? I didn't read the shit, but I saw a couple of articles posted about it, and I was like, oh boy. And they posted the actual article, or the articles, the actual emails in their articles. I was like, oh shit. And I went to at least the specific page they were referencing. I was like, oh, it's a thing. It's actually true. It's not made up. It's not some Photoshop thing. You know, she is part of some pretty bad shit. And Tim Kaine is your VP. What appeal did Tim Kaine have to anybody? He's a white dude. I say that as I say white dude because of the whole PC outrage, because suddenly people that voted Trump are racist. Who did Hillary pick as her fucking VP? Tim Kaine. Who the fuck does he appeal to? He's a white male. You're fucking a white male. It's a white dude. Why not go with Elizabeth Warren? Hell, why not go for Bernie Sanders? You wanted to win his supporters over. Have him as your VP. Jesus. It was right there. You could have had him as your VP. And yeah, sure, you could have the whole political status quo saying, like, look, Bernie, we're going to pick you as a VP, but you will do what we say. And he may or may not have I mean, he supported Hillary in the end, but he may or may not have gone with it. Him as a VP, he could do some real change all the same. He could still represent a lot of things. And he would win, or him as her VP would win over his supporters. If he came out and said, like, look, Hillary and I, we have our disagreements. She's part of something that I despise, but we do need to work together. We need to work together. We need to be one and the same. We need to show her why what we feel is wrong, why what we think is wrong, and maybe she will come around and support us in our scheme, our scheme to take over the world. But just our views, just give her the perspective. And it could be bullshit. It really could. But Bernie Sanders, your VP, Bernie supporters, I guarantee you, would fall in line with that. Not fall in line in the sense like, yes, we the sheep fall in line, but more like, okay, Bernie, he's still out there representing us. He's just saying, like, look, Trump is a lot worse than what Hillary would be. That may or may not be true, but Bernie is saying that he is. Bernie supporters, by and large, would fall in line with that. They would get behind that. When it's a stretch. I'll admit it would be a stretch, but I think at the end of the day, regardless of the state that I live in, I probably would have got behind it. I probably would have. Had Bernie genuinely meant what he said, which I do believe he did. I believe he got behind Hillary for valid reasons. Because Trump has said a lot of bad things, so it's really hard to like the guy. And ignoring all the shit that he said in his campaign, he's still a hard dude to fucking like, but he's our president at the end of the day. Come January 20th, he is our president. So it's not a matter of bitching and whining and complaining all the way to the finish. It's a matter of accepting the reality and working with it, figuring out what to do from here. That's what it is. But that being said, all of that being said, to finish this up, yeah, I voted third party. I didn't vote for Harambe. I didn't vote for an alcoholic beverage or any of that shit. I voted third party. But it's not the people who voted in Harambe or an alcoholic beverage or even third party voters like myself that cost Hillary the election. Hillary and the DNC, they cost themselves the election. The media cost themselves the election. Undoom put it perfectly when it came to the media. When it comes to the DNC and Hillary, secular talk put it perfectly. You can blame nobody. If you want to do the blame game, blame Hillary, blame the DNC, and blame the media. The media for saying that she has like a 90 to 80% chance or 80 to 90% chance of winning. Hillary for going after Trump for all the fucking wrong reasons. The DNC for rigging the primaries in the first place against the guy that would have beaten Trump. Or, I mean, at the very least, had a much better chance of beating him than Hillary did. Why were the polls wrong? It kind of writes itself as to why the polls were wrong. The racists and the bigots are not to blame for this election. It's the DNC and Hillary and the media. Their arrogance, their hubris is finally bitten them in the ass in a very disgusting way, in a very hard way. But you know what? It ain't my fault. I didn't vote for the guy. Yeah, sure, I didn't vote for Hillary, but you know what? I didn't vote for Trump either. So the argument is kind of moot or null and void. I didn't vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Hillary. It is what it is. I didn't give a flying fuck about either one. But you know what? Trump's our president. All right. Let's accept reality and let's move on. Let's do what we can to stymie any kind of legislation that might hinder progress forward. I'm not saying that, I would excuse any anti-LBGT type of legislation or any anti-Muslim agenda or any of that shit. I am not for that. I am not for discriminating against any minority at all. I'm not behind the SJWs, don't get me wrong, but I'm not for any kind of discrimination laws. In fact, I think a lot of anti-SJWs aren't for those either. I would like to say, I won't speak for them, but I would like to say that they're not kind of They're not for that shit at all. They're just tired of this whole safe space, this whole, oh, my feelings got hurt, or oh, this doesn't feel right. Feelings, feelings, feelings. That type of shit. And I get it. I'm to the point where I'm sick of it too. It doesn't resonate with me. Yeah, sure, I'm a white guy. But you know what? I'm also an atheist. I get discriminated because of my religion. I've been discriminated because of my religion. Just because I'm not black doesn't mean I don't suffer discrimination. Just because I'm not a woman doesn't mean I don't suffer discrimination. Discrimination comes in so many goddamn forms, so many fucking forms. It's ridiculous. Everybody deals with different forms of it. Sure, I may not be able to understand what a black person would go through, or what a woman would go through, or what a gay man would go through, or what a lesbian would go through. But I do understand what an atheist would go through, or an agnostic, or somebody who's just simply non-religious. I get what they would go through. Hell, I even get what a Christian would go through, because at one point I was a Christian, and at one point I was discriminated because of it. So everybody goes through discrimination at some point in time. It's how you deal with it. How did I deal with it? Fuck it, people are assholes. As long as legislation isn't being made, I mean, fuck, you have a better chance of running as a black Christian than you do as a white atheist. Let that let that be a thing, like, to say that systemic racism doesn't exist. Like, let's say I went up against somebody who's black and who's a Christian, they would win. Probably by and large, they would win because I'm a white atheist. Because I'm an atheist, not because I'm white, but because I'm an atheist. So, but not to muddle up issues and get into the whole SJW versus anti-SJW type thing, but with Trump winning the election, here's the thing: he won it. Regardless if you think it's fair or unfair, he won it. How do you move forward from here? You just need to say, all right, Trump's our guy. Trump is not our guy, but Trump is our president. I mean, he may not be your president, but he is the president of the United States of America from January 20th going forward at least 4 years, unless an impeachment happens to roll his way. I don't think it will. But here's what you do: you don't get mad, you don't yell at him, you don't play his game, you prove him wrong. How do you do that? You voice your concerns, you explain to him, you give him every factual detail you can give. You put that towards your legislators, you put that towards your senators, you put that towards your representatives. You keep fighting the fight. You don't just bitch and whine and complain and riot in the streets. You don't do that. That's not how you win people over. That's how you alienate people from you. And that pisses me off more than the people drawing the fucking Nazi swastika signs and the KKK shit and saying the words and drawing like spray painting nigger on people's cars. That shit's fucked up. Don't get me wrong. I don't agree with that, but that's petty shit. So is rioting. That's petty shit too. You don't play their game. You play better than them. That's how you win. That's how I want the LGBT community to win. That's how I want the black community to win. That's how I want every minority to win. It's to not play the bigots by their game. It's to play it better than them. It's to show them that, like, you know what, we're above that shit. Because I know you're above that shit. So prove me right. Prove him wrong. Prove me right. That's about all I have to say about it. Trump is your president. Work with it. Don't bow down to him by any means, but work with that fact that he is the president. Work with the fact that we have a fucking Republican House or Republican Senate. Work with it. Try to find a way to combat it. Rioting, that ain't gonna fix shit. A quote unquote civil war ain't gonna fix it. It won't. Trust me. But by all means, I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just saying what I think. So that being said, folks, I'm Luca Blight, and if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're a Hispanic, a black, a woman, a man, a Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, any of those things, I care. I do. I don't think less of you because you choose to, or choose to be black, but because of what minority you are or what majority you are. I don't think less of you for it. I think I think about people based on the ideas they have, the actions they take, and the words they say. All three of those combined together give me an opinion about a person. We can't agree on everything, but we can agree on some things. We can disagree on some things. That adds perspective to what we think and feel. That's how we become more intelligent, is listening to different perspectives. I'm not shutting anyone off. If you want to say what you want to say, if you want to call Trump a fucking asshole, if you want to tell me I'm a fucking asshole, have at it. It's your platform now. I'm just posting my thoughts and what I think about this whole thing. You want to call me out, if you want to thumbs down it, hey, have at it. Freedom of speech is a wonderful thing. It really is. That being said, I understand the fear. I understand the uncertainty. Fuck, we're all uncertain. We're all just like, what the fuck is this guy going to do? Nobody fucking knows. And to those of you that, again, do have a fear of what's to come, I get it. I do. You're not wrong in your belief. I just want you to find merit in that people that supported Trump may actually care about you. They may. They may have voted Trump simply because they're just sick of the status quo. They're sick of the shit. Sick of the shit of the establishment parties doing what they do. I mean, Bernie Sanders was the left wing version of Donald Trump, if you think about it. Granted, they had two different messages, but at the end of the day, the meaning was the same. It's let's go against the status quo. Let's stick it to the fucking elites. And he did. And by hook or by crook, he won. He did win. And it's not an opinion, it's a fact. He won. He will be our next president unless, God forbid, he gets assassinated. And I don't even want to be around for that shitstorm if that happened. I don't wish death on the guy. I mean, anybody that does is fucked up, but just let's be smart about this, people. Let's stop the rioting. Let's stop the looting. Let's stop the not stop the civil protests. I mean, civil protests all you want, but let's stop the violence. Let's stop all that shit. Whether you're a Trump supporter, whether you were a Hillary supporter, whether you're a Bernie supporter, whatever you were, whatever you are, stop the violence, stop the hatred. I know that's me throwing out a idealistic pill, but try to be open-minded. Listen to both sides. Listen to what people have to say. Don't just shut them off because they happen to support a certain candidate. I'm not shutting off Hillary supporters. I disagree with them in every which way, but I'm not shutting them off. I haven't blocked a single person on Facebook because of their political views. In fact, the only people I have blocked are exes of mine. Those are the only people I have ever blocked in my entire Facebook, not career, but my entire time being on social media. It's exes. That's it. All right, so anyways, I've gone on for 30 minutes. Anyway, folks, have a good night. Be safe. And know that regardless of what you think, what you feel, you have an open platform on my comment section. That's right. If you call me a faggot, have at it. That being said, folks, I'm Luca Blight, and I'll see you all for whatever video I upload next.